video episode of my podcast. My name is Cheryl, and this is Cappuccino Crafts, my little channel on YouTube and my corner of the general interwebs, where I like to talk about knitting and sometimes crochet and books and sometimes movie or TV that I'm watching and other life and general chatty things that I want to share with you. Thank you so much for choosing to watch this video and spend a little bit of your time with me. I really hope that you enjoy it. Please settle in, get yourself a delicious beverage, and let's enjoy a lovely visit together. So, today is the 18th of October. Another Monday, another week just flying by, and I am progressing well on finishing my Etta tunic. The pattern is for a t-shirt, but I'm making it a little extra long, and because I am short, it doesn't take that much more to turn it into like a tunic or a very, very short dress that I will wear with leggings. Yeah, and this, I finished the fourth ball of this yarn. This is from Barocco. It is Summer Sesame and is a mixture of cotton, acrylic, and just a little bit of nylon. So this is the last ball of yarn, and I will just go until it ends. So I won't really have any leftovers, which I love using up all the yarn and not having leftovers, because sometimes when you have just one odd skein or like 2/3 of a skein or whatever odd bit left, that feels like too much to just be happy to toss away. But it's not enough to do much with, and so it can be tricky to figure out anything useful to do with those things. So yeah, this is the Etta pattern. It's a summer shirt designed by the Barocco design team. And I've been making good progress on it. So, books. Reading has been going really well. I did finish one book. I finished it the very next day after I recorded last week. I finished A Coin for the Ferryman by Megan Edwards. That was NetGalley electronic ARC, and it will be released sometime in the first quarter, I think in March maybe, of 2022. It was a really fun and entertaining read. It had time travel in it, and to test their time machine, this group of researchers brings Julius Caesar to the current day. And then lots of things definitely do not go as planned. There's a lot of soap opera dynamics in the team. There's a lot of messiness and things get pretty. There's a couple of action set pieces that were really fun and made me feel like kind of one of those thriller movies with a little bit of action. And the characters were really well developed, and the writing style was very nice to read. I really enjoyed this book, and it just felt like a lot of good entertainment, but quality entertainment. So that was the only thing I finished, because I am currently in progress on 5 books, which is about my maximum. 3, I think, is kind of normal for me. 5, I think 5 books in progress that I'm picking up and not putting one aside is about my maximum that I can be comfortably manage. And so I haven't made tons of progress on anything, but I have progressed on all of them to some degree. And it's been good to have a variety of things to read, because it's been emotionally kind of up and down for me the last couple of weeks. So there are times when there are certain things I'm definitely not feeling good about reading. It's not a good fit for how it's not a good fit for my emotions at the time, so I can have enough variety that there's something that I can pick up. And I did start a new book. For fun, because I needed an audiobook. Because for a little while I didn't have anything going that was an audiobook to listen to. It's more flexible and it's easier to fit an audiobook in at different times and multitask. Like I can listen while I'm in the kitchen, or I can listen and do something else, and I don't have to be so focused on just reading. So I picked up another of the Changeling series. I needed a break from that series, honestly. And I did take a pretty good break, and I started feeling in the mood for that. And the Changeling series is kind of sci-fi or speculative thriller and romance series. Every book does center on a couple that is starting their relationship. A different couple every novel, but then there's also always progress in the overarching plot of politics, and there's often a murderer and a lot of politics in this world between the three groups of humans. There are the Psi, who are humans with psychic abilities. And then there are changeling humans who shift between an animal and human form. And then there are just regular humans without any extra abilities. But there's a lot of complicated things going on between the three factions. And the Psi really have the economic and political power over the other two groups, but that situation has been getting harder and harder. Quite interesting. And just a lot of fun, and they read fast. And it's just very highly entertaining. So when I need something really escapist and just kind of fun to distract me, that's been really good. I am also still reading Ace by Angela Chen, and the more I read, the more I'm liking it. It is really got a lot of interesting food for thought, interesting discussion, and a lot of commentary on culture and society, and it's been really good. I've been learning a lot, learning about different kinds of attraction, and often they go together, but not always. And also just about some of the assumptions that we have in our culture, but that don't often get examined or questioned. Assumptions about sexuality and sex, assumptions about gender. I am also just over 30% of the way through The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. And that kind of has me on the edge of my seat. Yeah, I really like how the story is unfolding. we learn about the past and then we think we know, but then another thing is revealed. It's like the layers of an onion, about that day, that fateful hunting day. Definitely, it's not fast paced at all. This is not a fast paced horror. It's very like slowly burning embers. And let's see. And Jane Eyre. I progressed not very far at all, but one more chapter in Jane Eyre. And I think this is the one I'm going to focus on reading this evening. I'm still really liking it. And Jane is still a child. I'm not very far into it at all. I finished 4 chapters, so it's very early. She's about to go to the school. I'm not sure if I think it's an orphan school. It's so good. And one more thing, I read a book. This was one of my NetGalley reads. I read it in a ebook arc on the NetGalley app, but after I finished it early this year. I think earlier this year, months and months ago. But after I finished it, I really loved it so much. I knew that I would reread it. I knew that I wanted to have a copy because it was just so good. It is Yume by Sifton Tracy Anapare. And I pre-ordered it sometime after I finished it. I put in a pre-order, and this month is the month of the release. So this is a newly released book, and I'm so excited to have it for my own library at home. And look at this cover. Look at this cover. It's wild, but it's beautiful. And once you are reading, you will see the cover is perfect. And it says a lot about the story inside. And you'll learn, and you'll see that when you're reading it. But this is about an expat English teacher in Japan and gets swept away into the spirit world of the kami, which are traditional Japanese gods. And so she is, I think they call it a dream walker. But in her dreams, she goes to the Japanese spirit world. But then the spirit world and the waking urban world of modern Japan, things start to cross over and affect each other. It's definitely got magical realism, and it's got a lot of Japanese mythology, and it's just really, it's not fast paced, it's slow. But it is so richly detailed and just a pleasure to read. I really enjoy the writing style, and it's very very visual. Her visual descriptions are very vivid, and I felt like I was watching an anime. Reading this felt like watching an anime movie, only it's like a Miyazaki movie, only darker. Like a dark Miyazaki movie that is definitely not child appropriate. So if that is something that you are very interested in, you might be able to find it in your bookstore or in your library. It's something that you might be able to track down if you decide you want to read it. So I wanted to share that with you. So I think that's everything for today. And I hope that you're doing well. I hope that if you are doing any creative crafting projects or any other kind of creative things, I hope that's going well. I hope that you're enjoying what you're reading and enjoying some really nice fall books. And wherever you are, I hope that you and your family and all of your loved ones are well and safe, and talk to you next time. Bye-bye.